Hello and welcome to a new series of data analysis on Olympics data. So we have a data here for Olympics events that has occurred from 1869 till 2016. So we'll be analyzing this data. So let's go through this data set first. And in this session, I will be just covering the ETL part of the data. So extract, transform and load into the Power BI. And then I'll be showing you how to create the first tab in this video. And in the coming weeks, I'll be sharing the next parts of this series. So the first one is your ID. We can ignore this. The column B states us the name of the athletes, then their sex, gender, then we have the age of the athletes, height, weight, and from which team they are. And this is NOC region, from which region these teams are coming. For example, India will have India. Earlier, I believe before 1950 or 40 or 45, there used to be individual teams as well. So if I filter this kind of things, then you can definitely see these are individual teams. Mexico team, they belong from the country Mexico, but they have their individual team they want to represent individually. So earlier this used to happen in Olympics, but this is no longer applicable in Olympics when you participate. There is no individual teams. A country team is sent now. So while transforming the data, we will be taking care of this, that all these small individual teams, they show up in the respective country. So this is the NOC region. Then games. So there are two types of games, summer and winter games, as you know. And then the year in which they're held, and this is season. They are winter games or summer games. And then moving ahead, we have city which has hosted the Olympics for that particular year, and which sports it is, and which event in the sports, and then the medals, how many medals who have won, and which have not won the medals. So you can see here, this is the data set, and this is the abbreviation, you can say short form NOC region. So with the help of this, we will be importing the correct, you can say country into the data set. So let's move ahead and quickly import our file. So I have saved the file here, and then, so as you know, so it's the, so you can just go to the more, and then you can just select the CSV option, CSV and text option. It's coming up. So we have your text in CSV, just click connect. And then we will have this option, just enter your path, hit enter, you'll get this. So let's import the first athlete events, and then opening it. So as you can see, it's now connecting with the data set. So this is a preview of the data which we have loaded. So it's currently loading. So let's load the data directly, and then later on we will transform it. So as you can see, it's loading currently the data. Let's pause the video for a while. Then we will resume once the data gets loaded. So you can see the data is almost loaded. Just a couple of seconds more and the data will be loaded to the Power BI. And we are done. And then now we will be loading the another data set which we have here. And the NOC regions. So it's a really small data set compared to the previous one which we loaded now. Just let's transform this first. So we have this data loaded here. So the couple of things which we will be doing right away in this data cleaning part is removing few of the rows. So the first thing we'll go here and we will change the name of this athlete underscore events. We will keep it as events. So you can change this from here. Let's make the capital E events. And you can just press enter. Now we don't need this ID as well. So you can just click here, right click on the ID and a window will pop up and then you can just click on remove. And if you want to remove other rows and keep the selected one, then you can just select this option, remove other columns. And now moving ahead and doing other things. Now, if you see there are NAs, we don't want NAs here. So what we'll be doing, go here and replace values. You can see here and click on that, and you can get that option from transform also, or you can see here you can get this as well for replace values. So just write it the option which you are want to replace NA, and then we are just want the blank one. Just click OK, and you can see all the NAs are replaced. And I think we had some more NAs here as well, in weight and height as well. So and let's check, do we have in age as well? Yes, we have in age as well. So let's select this three and replace values, and here as well NA. Okay, so I think we are good. In gender we are good, and here so I think this data is looking now much better. And in the teams we have to here's our winter. And in the teams, if you see, we have that all name of those teams. So what we will be doing, so we have this NOC. So through the help of NOC, we can get this region. Okay, so if we go on, so there will be a question that we already have this team's name, this contains region, but if you see, all are not that good. As I had showed you in the example in there, you can see France won. It's an individual team. And Japan won. This all we want to remove. So what we'll be doing, Selecting this option, and then we have an option called merge queries. Okay, in merge queries, we'll be selecting merge query. This is a similar kind of, you can say, left outer join. If you are aware about SQL people, then if you're a SQL person, then it's left outer join, you can understand it. And if you're Excel person, then it's like of kind of VLOOKUP we'll be applying. So how we'll be doing here, we'll be selecting NOC, and then here we'll be selecting the other table or the other file which we want to pull the data from. So we want the data from NOC, and then here also we will be selecting the common one. We have NOC here, so the similar one we have this place. And then you can see automatically it has told us left outer join. Okay. Now column one, and we'll click OK. So at the bottom, you can see there are how many matches where there it has told us, and every all the details which you just saw. Now we have the entire table here, and from this table, what we want, we need to make sure. So let's just check from here that what we want. We just want column 2. Okay, I just forgot to tell you one thing. Before doing that, we need to promote this as header. You can see header, we have NOC, region, and nodes. Okay, so how we can do this? Just select stable, and from this option use first row as header, click, and the header will be promoted. And you can see we have just promoted the header, and simultaneously the data type also has changed. Okay, so it automatically catches the data, which kind of data it has stored. So we have this. Now we can go back to our events, and you can see this is what we had done earlier is no longer effective because we have changed the header. Anything changed to the file will affect here also as well. So we need to reverse and redo our steps. To do that, we'll just remove this merge option here and the applied steps. Yes. Then we will have back to our original data. And then again, we will be doing that. This merge query. Okay, here again, we will be selecting our NOC. Then you can from here NOC region and then NOC. If you go to the bottom, it's telling us left after join, and then it's here checking that how many rows are actually getting matched, and how many rows are having data from this to this. Just click OK, and the entire table has got imported here. And in this, we'll be expanding this, and then we need the region one. Click OK. Here now, good. So we have all the regions. Few of them are null. So now we don't need this. Let's just check what this null is all about. If you're applying filter here, then you just want to reverse your steps, then you have to remove this filter row. No. So let's see which country they are from. Okay, this is the Singapore. It's not there. Okay, these all are Singapore. So what we can do is we can just update our data here, and if we update our data and then try to do it, then hopefully I think sorry, the SGP is not there in our data. If I try to find this SGP, it's not there. Okay, no worries. Let's find it in a SG. And if I go here, try to find Singapore is there. Okay. So what's the S? It's SING. Okay. So what I can do, we can SING. Okay. And SING. Just remove this filter and let's try to find why this is giving us. So Singapore. Okay. Let's find what's there for Singapore. Might be they have changed their abbreviation. Do we have still have any null? Okay. And what's the okay? So the issue is that we don't have SGP here. So if we update our file with our SGP, then it should work fine. Let's remove the filter, save the file, and let's close this. And now remove this filter here and let's try to refresh all. And if we try to see here, we should have the Singapore as well. Yeah, you can see we have a Singapore here. So there are no blanks now. Okay. So this is how you can do. And now we don't need this team one. So we can remove this. And then we can name this one as team. Okay, now we have done this much with the teams here. So now the final changes we on the data set we are going to do is let's check the data type. So this all are names. So it will be text, that is fine. Gender is also fine. Age. So now you can see these are numbers. Age is a number, but it's showing us as ABC. ABC means it's in text. So let's change this to whole number. Okay, now height is also in the text, so we need to change this as well. Most of the time, Power BI automatically catches the data type. You can see a change type, but if it doesn't, then you need to do it by your own here as well. And NOC is fine. Games is also text. Okay. Year one fine. Season is ABC. City. Sports, event, medals, and text. It is fine. Now we are good to go to load this into a Power BI desktop. When one more tip about the Teams import which we have done. Most of the people will, or in ideal case, we should not import this here because we already have a table here and we can connect a relationship with this. Okay, so you can do it by that way, or you can also import this directly from here. So this is what we have. So let's close and apply it. And our data will get loaded to the Power BI desktop. So our data is currently loading here on the desktop. And then just it will take more few seconds. The events dataset is bit lengthier. It's approximately 35 MB. So once we are done, as you know, we are done with the ETL part. We have loaded the data. So the first thing which we are going to do is create the first tab, that is summer games tab. Okay. So just before loading the data, I had said you that we can apply the relationship instead of importing that uh, region column. Is from this tab you can see there will be a relationship built. If it's not built, you can see it's automatically built. You can see NOC. So whichever approach you think is easier for you, you can do. The ideal one is to make a relationship instead of importing the columns. That is the ideal thing. Okay. It will also help in smooth running of this Power BI. Coming to our data, and here will be changing. So one more thing is in this Power BI we will be using the theme as executive. You can see, just hover your mouse and you can see default is there. Current theme is default, but we are going to use our which one is executive, electric, high contrast. This is the executive one. So just click here. Our theme will be get updated. So let's now first set the page color. We want a particular page color. So here we will be, so I want the page color to be, as I know the color code, so I'm just typing it. See, okay. So it's C9E7 DC. Okay. And transparency, we will keep it as a bit lighter. No, I think it's fine. So this is our background, page background. Now, first thing which we are going to do here is quickly we will be importing our logo. And how we can do that? Let's import the logo later on. First thing which we are going to do is change the name of the page, that is summer games country analysis. Okay. So country wise analysis we will doing of the summer games in this tab. First thing we will be doing is just increase the size, and we'll be having the text box. And in the text box, we will be writing here summer games analysis. And now we will be having a particular font size here as well. So the font size will be keeping constant. So let's take this font size, and the size should be of 14. This is, I think, fine enough. Or shall we increase more? Let's make it 24. Yes. Center. and decrease the size here a bit and drag it to the left hand side. And this should be with no color. I think we don't have this feature here. No worries. So go to effect, transparency 100%. You can see we have the transparency here, and then you can select not this one, and we can have our this thing. It's looking this is, I think this is fine for the time being. Yeah, this is looking fine. Now we need to set the border as well, the same color. Okay, I want this to be much more deeper. So for deeper colors, we can go here. It's not there. Okay, no worries. So we want the border as well with this same color. To select this, oh, it's reversed. So here we have, and effect border, and we want the border to be the same color here. Yes, it is looking good now. Now after doing this, we will be now in the top, we will be adding total Olympics, how many Olympics have occurred so far. So for that we will need a card. So card is here, save it, and in the card will have just count of years. If we add the count of years, there is the year, and it should be distinct count. Okay, so how many distinct means unique years are there, that will automatically give us the how many Olympics have occurred so far. So now here we will be changing the shape and size. Border should be there. The border should have the color of this. It's showing as 35. Okay, border color here, and then we want background as 100% transparent. Okay, we don't want the title. We'll be adding title later on. Let's remove further now, and in visuals category, we would want the category. Fine. And in the font, we want, as we had said, we'll be using one font only. 35 is here. Units, decimals, these are fine. Category label, oh, this is off, so we don't need. So now going to our data level, we will be adding total. Okay, and this will have a color, sorry, math, and 14 fine. Text will be this color. It's center. I think it's too small. I think did we? It's fine. So, and we can just make it bold. Yes. And the 35 should also look the same color. Background, okay. And the title okay, in this background we need uh, this color, and if we make it white it will look much better. Remove bold. Yes, it's looking good now, this one. And we need to have this is also as our blue color. Yeah, this is looking much better. If we see, let's drag this a bit down. If we go to the properties, position, vertical, if we do it 5 will be fine. This is also, let's do it 5. Yeah, and we need the border for this. And the border should also be same color. We have the border, and just we need more 3 here for the sports played. How many sports have been played here? And total for total events and total medals till date. So let's just drag it in different place. Okay, and we can drag this a bit left hand side. Yes, if you want, then you can keep the space here in between these two. We have done now. For this we want sports played. Okay, so the sports played will be your just the count of distinct counts of sports. You can see we have these sports here. So if I click this, and this is giving us first, so count distinct, so it will give us 66 sports have been unique sports have been played in the Olympics. So let's change the title here, sports. Okay, played. Now coming to this third one, we want our total events. How many events are there? So you can see in a single sport there are multiple kind of events. So here we can have in this events, just click there, and here as well also you can click distinct. 765 events been occurred so far, unique events in the history of Olympics. So total. And now the last one which we want is your total medals. So in total medals we can get from our, for that I think we have to create a column. Okay, so let's go here in the events dataset, and in event dataset you can see we have our where is the medals? Yeah, this is the medals, and in these medals you can see we will have gold, silver, and bronze. So what we can do is now we have to create if we have so how we can do. So let's create a if statement, okay, by adding a column. So just right click here and new column. Okay, so in this we will be nesting if with 3 conditions. So it's just write a name M medal equals to, if same way, if you are aware of Excel, if formula, then it's the same here as well. If uh, medals equals to, in double quotes, gold, then it should print it as, you can say, 1. Yeah, 1. Okay, should print it as 1. Or if it's not, then again it should apply another. And if the medals is telling us silver, then it should be 2. And if it's telling us it's bronze, then it should print 3, else 0 at the end. And then we can just close the braces and hit enter. So we have our, you can see there is no medal. So let's just check one of them. Is our working fine or not? For gold, what we have here, we have, you can see only 1. For bronze, we have 3. Okay, so we are good. Yeah, just select all and okay. And now we can come here, and then so here we will be just how many medals they have won so far. So to do that, we will be adding the M medal, and this should be your one. It's, so we have taken as 1, 2, 3. So it should be okay. This is a bit, should not be 79. Some will not be working. So we want number of medals. So just change the total medals. Medals. So to do that, we can distinct. We can use distinct count. Oh, sorry, no, distinct count will not go because it will take 0 as 1, 1 as 1, 2 as 1, and 3 as 1. So, and some of them. So it's 4. And we can take count. So in count, it will be counting 0 as well. Okay, so what we can do, we can just create a measure. Instead of that, what we can do is, instead of this medal, we can modify this and make this as if 1 then 0. This way we have to create 3 columns. This way we need to have 3 columns. New column. So if medical silver, then it should be 1. I'll just explain you. And then the third column, make it 1, 0. Then this is how you can add the columns, and then we can have total one more. We can say we can have measure. Instead of measure, let's add more one column instead of that. So let's cross this and add another column here. Okay, so we can have here total medals equals to, here we, instead of just adding these 3, we can have count X as well. Count X, the table should be your, let's try this and check that if expression. So count events, and in this we can have bronze plus, if it doesn't work, then we will go to gold plus and silver. And if we close this, okay, instead of that we can just write this, and if we hit enter, is it working or not? Let's just check. Count X, yes. No, it's not working. So instead of this, let's remove this. Hit enter. Yes, if we check 1, we'll always have 1 here in gold, silver, and bronze. If I select this and go here, it should show 1 in total as well. Yes. And if I select here as well, in oh, none of them have silver and gold simultaneously. Okay, so let's remove this clear filter and let's go back here. And in this, we will be selecting our total medals. So if it will be sum, so you can say 40K are the total medals athletes have received so far in the Olympics. Okay, so now we will be having a slicer at the end just to have our ear. The slicer will be, so it will have the ear column here, so that we can do it. Where is the ear? Yes, it's coming up. So you can see this is the best layout which we can have for this. It will give us, you can enter your ear as here as well, and you can drag your cursor as well. So we will be just giving the same format. So to do the same format, we can select any other visual, choose this format painter and drop it here. So almost all will be selected. If not, then what we will be doing, so the values should be your Cambridge Math 9. Okay, and it should be your values should be white and the background should be of this color. Yes. Now slicer. Now it's looking better. And if I drag this, try to fit it here, it's not happening. So we need to drag this all towards left a bit. Five. This one should also be 5. Let's fit it here. Oh, it needs more space. Okay, so we can squeeze this a bit instead of taking so much of space. Okay, let's fit this quickly. Size should be, height is fine, 150. And this should also be, width should be 150. It is fine. Now I can just close these gaps and expand this a bit. Fine. This is we have. Is this looking? Yes. And bottom is, yeah. So we have this ready, at least our header. Now we want to have a logo here for the Olympics. For the logo, we will be going to insert, and in insert, we'll be selecting our image. And in the image, okay, this is our logo, Olympics logo. This is not looking good. So white. So let's remove this, and I'll select for some other logo, colorful or a transparent one. So let's keep this video till here. In the next, I will be drawing rest of the graphs here. Hope you liked this much, and share your comments, views, and suggestions that how I can improve and what data you want to view. I will attach the link in the description, the dataset, and all the visuals which I am going to use here. So see you in the next video. Have a good day. Take care.